Shalom. This is GMS Holland Sit Downs coming back with the lesson. First off and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Baal Shem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostle of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect out there. They're spreading this word of sincerity and truth all over the four corners of the earth. God, this is GMS in transit, basically an in transit video. And what I want to talk about is Luke chapter 17, verse 37, where it says, where the eagles are going to be gathered. You know, let me read that scripture real quick. So this is Luke chapter 17, verse 37. And they answered and said unto him, Where, Lord? And he said unto them, Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. So this is a question from a brother, that I decided to make a video on. Because if you don't read the rest of the story, you kind of don't see, or it's a little bit difficult to see what Yahweh Shai is giving answer to, or what because it's a long story, so it's a little bit difficult to see what the disciples asked the question about and what Yahweh Shai is giving answer to. So let me go into it. So basically, where you should start is verse 26, I mean. Yeah. Luke chapter 17, verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. Concerning being in this truth. We basically lost our lives in this truth, man. We forsake family, friends, from friends we had back in the days, children, some brothers' children, But in the times to come, some people that lived lavishly, and we're all about this world, not preaching the word for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, not turning their backs to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Those people are not gonna preserve their lives in those days, man. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. I tell you, in that night there shall be two men in one bed. The one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. Two women shall be grinding together, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two men shall be in the field, the one shall be taken, the other left. This is referring to, in that day, who's gonna get saved, man? There are gonna be people left for destruction, and there are gonna be people taken, unto salvation, man. So now the disciples asked the question, and they answered and said unto him, Where, Lord? And he said unto them, Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. So what are they asking the question about? They're not asking the question specifically concerning the two women shall be grinding, two men in one bed, the one shall be taken. They are not referring to that. They are referring to the day to to the thing that Yahushua is speaking about. Like, it's gonna be the same as in the days of Noah. It's gonna be the same as in the day of Sodom and Gomorrah, when the Lord rained fire and brimstone. That's what they are referring to. That's what they asking the question about. And they answered and said unto him, "Where, Lord? Where is this gonna happen? Where is this gonna happen?" Because they want to know, like, are they gonna be on that location? Is he talking about the specific city? Where is this gonna happen? You know, when are people gonna have to lose their life to save it? Where is this gonna happen? Where is the Lord gonna rain down fire and brimstone, just like in the days of Lot? Where is he gonna do that? That's what they asking the question about, you know. So it says, Luke 17:37, and they answered and said unto him, "Where, Lord?" And he said unto them, "Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together." So he's referring to basically the destruction. Where you see eagles, that's where you're gonna find the destruction, man. Because it says here, Revelation, what was it? Revelation 19, I believe. Bear with me for a moment. So it says, Revelation chapter 19, chapter 17. "And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, Come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power." You see, so that's gonna be the supper. The birds are gonna have a feast from all the dead bodies that are gonna be laying down in the streets, man. You know, the birds are gonna gather together, just like vultures, man. Vultures, they gather together, and you know that there's a carcass there. If you look at the animals in the wild, they always look up in the sky to see where the vultures are gathered together, because that's where the food is. You know, a hungry lion, he will most definitely go there, man. Hyenas, they always go there because they are like, how you call that? Carcass feeders?
Scavengers.
Scavengers, yeah. They eat up dead prey, man, and they eat up prey from like lions that killed it. That's where they go for. They're not really hunters, man. They just scavenger hunt. Oh, you kill the animal, thank you, and then they go. So those vultures, they're gonna be, you know, where the bodies are gonna be laying down, man. Those birds, because they gonna be eating it, man. Because here in Holland, you ain't have no vultures, man. You ain't have no vultures. You have like ravens and crows. You know, they are gonna be eating the meat also, man. Seagulls also eat whatever the fuck they want nowadays, right? Yeah. Even the pigeons, man. Pigeons be eating fucking chicken bones, man. It's unbelievable, man. They eat whatever they can. So they're gonna be gathered together, and you're gonna see like, oh shit, people be dying over there, you know. So it says, and I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, Come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and the flesh of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. You see, so that's gonna come in the time, you know, that's approaching, man. In the time of Jacob's trouble, in the time wherein you're gonna have people dying in the cities and dying in the field, man. Like it says in Ezekiel chapter 7. Let me see. Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 10. Behold the day, behold, it is come. The morning is gone forth. The rod had blossomed, pride had budded. Violence is risen up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor their multitude, nor of any of theirs. Neither shall there be wailing for them. The time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. That's why it also says in the book of Revelation, free or bond, small or great, you're gonna be eaten up, man, by those vultures. You're gonna be eaten up by those birds, man. Because why? You're gonna be you're gonna die from the famine. You're gonna die from the pestilence. You're gonna die by the sword. And if the people are not gonna eat you, then the birds will, man. Then the birds will. People are gonna be dying from all kinds of deaths, man. So it says, if you want to say something, you can say something. Right? So it says, nor of any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. The time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. For the seller shall not mourn to that which is sold, although they were yet alive. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none go to battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. This is the point, verse 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence, and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour. You see, so all these bodies are gonna be laying down, man. And that's where you're gonna see that destruction, man, that lamenting, where you see the birds gathering. I believe there is this zombie movie also. This guy is basically coming from the field, and he's going into the city where all these zombies be, but he's gonna look for people. And then above the city, he sees all kind of birds, man. He sees all kind of birds like floating through the air, because basically they're looking for that food, man. They're looking for the bodies. They hear the violence, They see people or zombies gathering, just like in nature, man. Just like in nature, when these vultures see lions hunting for their prey, they're already waiting, man. Or when they see hyenas running through the field, they be like, oh, you catch something? Is there some food over there? That's how you can see that there's basically the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahushai going on there, man.
Yeah, I got something. This is Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 12. A third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee. And the third part shall fall by the sword round about thee. And I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them. Thus shall mine anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and will be comforted.
God, the Most High is gonna be comforted, man, by destroying these people, man, by the famine, the sword, the pestilence. The Most High is gonna be satisfied by doing so because of the wickedness of the people, and the evils that have been multiplied basically in the world.
And they shall know that I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken it in my zeal, when I have accomplished my fury in them.
God, then they're gonna be known, man. Then it's gonna be known who are the good and who are the bad. The Most High is gonna accomplish His wrath upon them, man. That's why it also says, "Then shall it be known who are my prophets, man." Then it shall be known. If you just give me the scripture, or is that more?
Yeah, it's more. Ezekiel 5:14.
Ezekiel 5 and 14. Moreover, I will make thee waste and a reproach among the nations that are round about thee in the sight of all that pass by. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt, an instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgment in thee, anger and fury, and in furious rebukes. I, the Lord, have spoken it. Gone. So back to Ezekiel 17, verse 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour. Because why? In the city, there's no fucking food, man. That food that is in the city, all the stores and supermarkets, man, they're gonna be robbed empty in 3 days, man. Less than 3 days. All those stores is gonna be empty, man. You see? But in the field, you have all kinds of things, man. That's why also the people in Venezuela, because the famine is there, you see mad people going into the forest, man. Gather up coconuts, gather up melons, gather up mangoes, fruits, vegetables, plants and stuff like that. They are all gathering these things, man, because that's where the food is at. But if you are gathering food over there, you're gonna have people that want to have what you have, man, and they're gonna kill you for that. People is gonna be turning into mad cannibals, man. So they want a piece of your meat also in those days. So the point is basically, that lane. The point is basically like you're gonna have dead people all around, man. You know, which is gonna be food for the eagles, food for the vultures, the eagles, the birds, whatever bird will desire to eat meat. Verse 16, but they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valley, and of them, and all of them mourning every one for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. You know, and this is a funny scripture, man. Knees are gonna be weak as water. You know, it's gonna be, man, people is gonna be ultimately faminized, man. Faminized, man. Hey, is that even a word? That's not a word, right? But you know what I mean. They're gonna be starved, man. Starved of food, and brothers always make jokes like, in those days, man, I'm gonna eat a nice apple, you know, summon up some water, beautiful, you know, nice water, you know, and drink it in the midst of those people, man, that are starving to death. Basically, the people that was mocking us, shaking their hands, cussing us out, want to fight us, those people, man,
Want to kill us?
The people that want to kill us, that did kill us in their past lives. You see, that's why it says in Proverbs chapter 1, you know, because with the scriptures, it might sound harsh what we are saying, but the scriptures justify us, man, by saying that, because it says Proverbs chapter 1 verse 22, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. See, so they scorning, they mocking, doing all kinds of shit. Meanwhile, we are telling them, we are basically handing them the plate with the spiritual food that comes straight from the heavens, man. That comes straight from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you, because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded, but ye have set at naught all my counsel. You see, so they're setting at naught the counsel of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Which means to set at naught means basically make it for nothing. Let's look it up. The word not. It says the Hebrew word there is parai. It says to lead, act as a leader. Ignore, you see, let alone. To let go, let loose, let alone, avoid, neglect. Let's look up the word neglect, man. Neglect, to pay little or no attention to, fail to heed, disregard, to fail to care for or to attend properly. You see? So people that are not attending properly, they are also neglecting Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They can support and say, oh yeah, preach brothers, preach. But you're not attending to the words of the man of the Lord, man. Which means you're not attending to the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And then here at the Strong's definitions, it says to loosen, dismiss, begin, avoid. You see, refuse. That's what they are doing with the man of the Lord, man, with the counsel of the Lord. It says, but ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof, which the counsel of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua are the men that he sends out in the highways and byways. And that's why this is going to happen. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Because how is the Most High mocked? True as men. How is the Most High despised? True as men. Like it says in Luke. Where it says that again? Luke's. Despised. I'll write that again. Ye have not. Oh no, he that despiseth you. Yeah, but how you write despise again? Oh yeah, like this. I have it already. Luke chapter 10, verse 16. He that heareth you, heareth me. And he that despiseth you, despiseth me. And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me. You see? So it's all a connection, man. So if you're mocking the man of the Lord, you are mocking Yahushai. And you are mocking the Lord which sent Yahushai. You see? So if you are mocking us, we are gonna be mocking you in those days, man. When you are gonna, be able to count your ribs, man. When you are gonna be able to make music on your ribs. You know, you can't be all buffed up nowadays. You can't be all buffed up walking with the big back, through the bar, thinking you tough. But you're gonna be skinny as fuck, man. After a couple of weeks, no food. All those steroids is gonna work out, my man. Let's see who's the tough guy then. Those days is coming, man. So back to the point, the eagles are gonna be gathered because why? There's a lot of dead bodies gonna be in the streets, man. That's the days Yahushua is talking about and referring to. Those days are gonna be just like Noah, and those days happen already. But the scripture says what? Ecclesiastes 1:9, the thing that has been, it is that which shall be. Because when we had to flee out of Israel during 70 AD, during the Roman persecution, the Roman capturing of Jerusalem, we had to flee into the mountains, man, which is Africa. But that same thing is coming back, and even worse. Like it says in Daniel chapter 12. So this is Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 17. And thou, son of man, thus said Yahweh the Most High, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field. Assemble yourselves. What does it mean to assemble, man? Let's look up the word. Assemble. It says Kwabatazah. It says to gather, assemble, to gather, collect, assemble, to be gathered together. You get the point. So Speak unto the feathered birds, to the feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come, gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice, that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood. Ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty, and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, and of goats, of bullocks, and all of the fatlings of Bashan. Ye shall eat fat till ye be full, and drink blood till ye be drunken of my sacrifice, which I have sacrificed for you. You see, so it's gonna be a feast unto the animals, man. They're gonna be eating, man. They're gonna be full, man. They going straight in hibernation, man, after that food, man. That they're gonna be eating.
There's a scripture.
Hibernation. Amen.
There's a scripture in 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 1, which talks about how people are going to be taken in a great number.
Gone.
So when a lot of death is upon the earth, that's another reason why these birds are going to be feasting, you know?
Yeah, man.
Because the Most High is going to bring down a heavy judgment, because the ways of this world is basically based on wickedness, because the Most High has given the earth over unto the wicked, which it talks about in Job 9 and 24. So there's a big judgment that's coming to the wicked and those that are participating in the ways of this world, and it's going to be an example onto in the kingdom how not to be, because you know, the things that are written from afar time are written for our learning. And it's kind of funny how you see here in this world, they got a saying that says that history repeats itself. And the reason why history repeats itself is because people are ignorant to the past. All right. And Esau, all right, which is the damn devil the Bible speaks of, he basically keeps that information. And through much war and destruction that he brings more and more confusion. And that's why America is known as Babylon. You know, Babylon the Great, because since that empire has been built up, it's been bringing nothing but confusion upon his earth, man. Because he was let out for a short season. So the people are just oblivious to what's actually going on and are just fully into doing all this kind of abominable acts, man.
God. So
the Most High is going to bring a heavy judgment, even though he's the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, has got a service of prophets out here prophesying, you know. In the eyes of many people, we look foolish, but at the same time, we're bringing out this truth, man. You know, we're bringing out the truth, basically breaking down these strongholds, but yet you see the people hella proud, man. And that's why the Most High is going to bring down a heavy judgment, because of the pride of many people upon this earth, man.
Gone. I have a scripture. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 18. The beginning of sorrow and great mournings, the beginning of... let me start at 17. Woe is me! Woe is me! Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Like the scripture says, man, even when all the destruction comes upon the land, man, people is still gonna bow down to their idols, man, and ask them for help.
Yeah.
You know?
You see that in Venezuela, man. They're digging up dead bodies to get gold and stuff from the dead bodies, and then they have these idols. It was a guy that was a thief or something like that. I don't know. He was a gangster or something, but they got a statue of him putting cigarettes in his mouth, you know, pouring their drinks on his feet, praying to him because of the problems that they have, you know.
God. Jumping to verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. You see, so if the bodies are gonna be in the streets as dung, the animals is gonna eat them, man. That's that great sacrifice from the Lord. That's that food that they're gonna get, man. So back to Ezekiel 39, verse 17. And thou, son of man, thus said Yahweh the Most High, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves, and come, gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice, that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood. Oh, I already read this. Gone. So the sacrifice of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man, is about to come. And they're gonna eat until they be full, man. Let me see. So that's gonna be that great gathering. This is Zephaniah. Zephaniah 1 and 7. Hold thy peace at the presence of Yahweh the Most High, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. For Yahweh had prepared a sacrifice and had bid his guests. And it shall come to pass in the day of Yahweh's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel, man. So if you're not wearing this truth, you wearing strange apparel, man, and you're gonna be taken in a great number, man. You know, the guests are gonna be bid, you know, which is gonna be the angels. They're gonna be killing left and right. The men that are gonna turn into hunters, you know, Leviathan, Yahushai first and foremost, you know.
Beasts, the newly created beasts.
Newly created beasts, you know, beasts, fowls.
You got them robots that Esau making, man, to slaughter people.
Yeah, man, the Most High is gonna put everything into play, and bodies is gonna be as dung in the streets. Let me see if I have more. Amos, yeah. Amos chapter 5, verse 22. Let me see. No, this is something else. So yeah, man, that's basically the point of the lesson. You know, where the eagle, that's what Yahushua said in Luke, where the eagle is gathered, you know, or where the body is, that's where the eagle is gonna be. You know, so like you see over there in the distance, you see the city. You see the city over there, and it's gonna be, the skies is gonna be full with birds, man. It's gonna be full with birds hovering over it because of all the dead bodies that's gonna be there, man. You know, they're all gonna be gathered together to eat the flesh of kings and the flesh of low-level people also, man. You know, that's gonna be the day of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. It's gonna be, people are not gonna bury family members neither, man. People are not gonna be interested in burying them. They're not gonna mourn them even. You know, because there ain't gonna be no time. Everyone is dying left and right. You know, for some brothers, they maybe watch The Walking Dead. You know, over there you also see it, man. In the beginning, if someone died from a zombie attack, they would all go in mourning and stuff like that, mourn that person. You know, they would mourn that person, bury the person and stuff like that. Later on, man, they was like, okay, another dead. Fuck it, he dead, done. Because eventually, you know, the people is gonna wax cold. Yeah, they're gonna wax cold, man. They're not gonna feel anything because of it, because they see death all around them, man. Yeah, it's just like the Latinos, man. The Latinos ain't bothered by people gurgling up blood and shit, throats getting slittered, you know, with box cutters and shit like that. Eyes being poked out with screwdrivers and stuff like that. They are fucking cold, man. They don't give a shit, man. They can look at that, you know. But if you look if you show a video like that to someone here in Holland, like a common Edomite, what you showing me, man? Like a pussy ass, man. So that's gonna change in those days, man, because they're gonna see blood, they're gonna see slaughter, they're gonna see killings, they're gonna see skinning of the people, they're gonna see, you know, people eating people, man, cannibals. They're gonna see those things, man. It's inevitable. The Lord had spoken it, and it's gonna happen, man. You know. So basically, you know, that's the answer to the question. You know, I hope it was edifying. So with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, Shalom to the elect.